How's it going? West Coast Cannabis here with Optic LEDgrowlights.com. Optic 8 Plus Generation 3 LED grow light review time. Look at those bloom enhancers. Look at those shine. This is, to me, the most beautiful LED grow light I've ever seen. It is such a beautiful fixture. You know, from the cobs to the Samsung horticulture diodes, everything about this light. You know, the three-way dimmability with the spectrum controls on there. You've got controller tech, so you can plug into the controller for the auto sunrise. We're going to take a look at some of the components. 32 of the deep reds and 16 of the blues. These are the LH351H horticulture series. Those are V2s. The Samsung Royal Blues, their best Royal Blues. And those are also the LH351H. And then you can see here there's 4 of the LM301H Samsung white diodes. Infrared and UV, you get 4 of each. Boom, you get them nice and spread out. You see here, now the bloom enhancers go all the way to the corner. So if we look at the previous Optic 8, this was the 560 watt version. The previous generation before that was the 500 watt version. You can see the bloom enhancer array grow, and then boom, now it exploded all the way to the corners, and the triple row Samsung boards on there. 32 of your deep reds, 16 of those blues, and you have also 256 of the white LEDs. So there's 312 diodes on this array. 8 of the Cree X-Lamp CXB 3590 cobs, made in America and last forever. Look at those 137 watt chips, underdriven for maximum efficiency. You can see those beautiful stainless steel solderless cob holders, wide beam 120 degree lens, and this light has some serious wow factor. When you have this bad boy in your tent, the buds you're gonna get are amazing. So the yield is heavy duty, and that's one of the reasons that Optic 8 has transcended through time here, is this thing yields like crazy. Big fat nugs, even on your lowers. The yields are heavy. We've had commercial farms with these 2 fixtures pulling 3.5 pounds dry weight. Boom on these, are you kidding me? See, what's amazing is these cobs, they penetrate so deep into the canopy that you can do taller ceilings with, you know, 6 foot, 7, 8 foot tall trees in there, and you're still going to penetrate through the canopy with all this cross lighting with the cobs shining sideways on each other. You can see we also have this one set up over here in the grow tent. So take a look over here. Here's my command central. So I have my dimmers, so I could turn my veg dimmer off, bloom dimmer off, and we have just the bloom enhancers. The whole light goes off like that. Get my bloom going. And what's cool too is I can show you guys the wattage. So if I turn on just these bloom enhancers, I can come right up over here and I can see right now 209 watts we're pulling with just the bloom enhancers. Okay, let me go with the bloom cobs. Now the bloom and veg cobs both pull the same amount of juice. I'll show you over here. Right now we're pulling 263 watts. And then on the veg dimmer, says here 266. If I crank all the dimmers to full power, we're pulling 713 watts, as you can see right here. It's a lot of juice. A lot of juice, but barely any warmth coming off the light, which is amazing. See right on the fixture, we're at 74. If I go right on the heat sink even, 75, that's all, 75 degrees. And that is right on the actual heat sink above the cob there. So this is an incredibly efficient, and the fans are near silent operation. You can barely hear them, especially compared to the previous generations. We got the 9th fan added here for the bloom enhancer array in the middle, so you do have 9 fans there. And that also helps prolong the life and keep this thing running cool. What a beauty. So yields. So back into the yields on this heavyweight bad boy. So let's see. Now yields wise, you're up to, in a 5x5, crazy, 4.6 pounds, up to 4.6 pounds. And a 4x4 up to 3.5 pounds, because we've already been pulling 3 pounds plus on these Optic 8s for years now. Big, beautiful, resinous, colorful buds. Because you also have those blues in there. That makes a huge difference on your bud quality. It also gives you a better spectrum that's easier for your plants to absorb. That's the #1 reason that we run the blues with the reds and your white. You get the full bloom enhancer mix. Incredible light. Oh yeah, look at this. So we're 2 feet away. Look at this, 1600 in the middle, 1638 micromoles at 2 feet. That's a huge distance. Let me pull out the measuring tape here and show you guys that we are indeed 2 feet off the ground with this bad boy. Can you see here? 2 feet, boom, 24 inches. Because what I want to show you is this is how I recommend you to run it, especially starting out, is you want to raise this light up above your head height. So when you walk into your space, you don't want to hit your head on a big heavy duty light. Look how big and heavy this thing is. 50-pound light. So you don't want to hit your head, #1. So 4 foot is a great distance to have between the light and the canopy, especially in veg or early flower. Let them grow up into that higher intensity light over time. 2 feet away, 1640 par. That is a lot of light food for your plant canopy. Now, if I go into the corner, back over here, because that's what I want to know. Where am I going to be at my hot spots in the middle? And where am I going to be at my corners over there? So look at that. Oh, let me actually turn that back on over here. I got to hold my sensor over there in that corner spot. Here we go. 570. That's a beefy corner number. And what I like here too is when I move this across here, you can see the light starting to get more intensity in 1100, and then kind of seesawing back through here, 12, 1100s, 800, 900. See how uniform that light spread is? That is mind-blowing. Super uniform spread. 800 all the way across, through the middle, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, with CO2, you could easily absorb this amount of light. So that's what I wanted to show you guys, was just a simple little par meter test like this. Because if you go on our website, we have the PPFD charts for multiple hanging heights. So you guys can see that data. So take a look at this. So here is the touchscreen controller. So you can come over here and manually do your dimmers right here on your controller. How sweet is that? There's also an auto sunrise built in. Boom, you have manual dimmer control of all 3 dimmers there. And that's because you could click this between manual mode and controller mode. And then you can light output to other Optic LEDs in your garden as well. And that is the setup with the controller. Mega yielder, proven for years now. Super fun light to grow with. I highly recommend it. Just released August this year. So thank you guys for dropping by. And that will be all on the LED grow light review of the new Generation 3 Optic 8+.
Turn round, sit down, panka. Looking at me eyes and fuck you so beautiful, it makes you cry. I love you in public like nobody know there. Nothing no other woman from your been around. She can't take me from your tell her say me say that. What you would do for love, I don't know. She love the flex, she love the sex, it's like porno. Girl, you no stress. You and your friend no run no worries. You want the bless. Pussy fell off, pussy bless. Fuck you so beautiful, it makes you cry. I love you in public like nobody know there.